Okay, so here's something kind of fun. So basically, now that I can run trains, I took these ones out of my cabinet. Well, I took the 6411 out of the cabinet, and I did program these both to their appropriate road numbers. And because they're both Rapido, I wanted to see how accurate they are as far as being speed matched and whatnot. Now, the CVC one in the back there, that one's had a bit more runtime than this one in the front. I think the one in the front here, less than 3 minutes probably of runtime. So the gears are a bit more worked in, but I still wanted to compare the two as far as how well they're speed matched. So let's take a look. So I'm going to go up to speed step. I'm going to go up to speed step 5. Now the one in the back does jiggle a little bit, but it evens out at about 10 there, where it stops shaking. But overall, they are pretty matched. And this is right out of the box. The only thing I've actually changed is the road number. Now, it might be a different story if it's two different manufacturers, but I don't have two F40s from two different manufacturers, so that's neither here nor there. Either way, it's fun to be able to do this. I should really get some more of these cars, they're great. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've been working on here. Basically, this is over on the side where Engelhard is, and obviously there's the train station there. I added some more track here and a switch. I just have to solder all these points together, and that's where we're going to be entering the yard. And I have to get some track to continue from there on down just to the other side there, and then I'll have 2 full loops. Hopefully I'll get that later this week. In the meantime, I wanted to set up an area for an industry, and this is where I'm going to put a scrapyard. So it's kind of a weird shape, more or less here, but I put the walls up. All right, those are glued in place. Kind of made it like a hill, sort of. So it's going to go down, and you'll see that obviously the normal elevation is there. So we're going to be going down a little bit, not too much. It's like a 1/2 inch or 1/4 of an inch, I think. And then we're going to be in this area here. That's already all glued down. Got my crane there. That's not probably where it's going to go, but I put it there for now. And basically, yeah, it's all glued down. So we're good to go there. And then I can start filling it in, basically, like I do everywhere else. And I also want to do that end there. I have to figure out the elevation and whatnot for it, but we'll get to that. Just have cars parked over on the side for now. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. And also I got more of these, technically it's tablecloth, technically. Got it from the dollar store, actually. $4, and you get like a 5-foot by 4.5 feet, I think. But yeah, so I put it going along here. I just pin it up into the wood, just like I did with everywhere else. Well, that I had already gotten. I have to get a bunch of them, right? Because I've got quite the perimeter. I should have enough here to do the rest of the inside. So go up, around, and then come back down to here. So that's where that finishes. And then that'll all be covered in. And then the only section I have left to do would be inside here. And then that's it. And then my entire perimeter is done, and the inside as well. It's coming along. It looks nice when you look at it from far away, right? It's just curtain. And then I have to do the fascia. Fascia is going to be a little separate. It's going to be like, not the last thing I do, but at least once I figure out where everything's going to go, then I can go ahead and, okay, I'll get like a 4-foot section cut and then post it and then paint it after and whatnot. But I want to make sure that obviously the front is done. Got the curtain. The curtains can come down at any time, but I just wanted to tidy it up a bit, make it look a little bit nicer, more or less. But I'm digging the burgundy. Burgundy's my color, so. And then obviously I'll do the black on here, so it'll look neat. It's coming together. It's coming together. And then obviously I have to get more for the backdrop. I think I'll get a big 4x8 sheet, but then I'll get it cut down. So I'll get one last piece for here, and then use some of the 4x8 sheet and get strips cut so that I can do the fascia at the same time. So, but I'm really happy with how it's coming along here. So not much left to do. Can already run trains. By the end of the month, I'll be able to run 2 trains at the same time. So that's cool as well. And we'll see what happens or what we do next. Okay, so I managed to find some more track. I always have extra laying around here. And I was scrambling to find some ties. And luckily I was able to find some. Because you'll see I've got my second line going down now. It's only glued down from, back there to here. I still have to glue this down here and adjust it so that it's parallel there. But I literally have that much to do, and I only have 1 rail joiner left, so I gotta find or buy some more rail joiners to get that last piece in there. Coming along here, you can see also I was able to do this entire end all the way to the light bulb there, which I had to change out because it burnt out. And it's glued down on there, but not this section yet. And I also managed to find this this crossing here. This is by Walthers. It's a neat little kit, plastic obviously. I have to adjust the land on both sides here, just so it's not like a steep grade there. I want it more or less, or more flat, I should say. And yeah, once I figure that out, then I can put this, I can glue this piece down so that this is, level there. And I'm pretty sure that's where it's gonna go, because I'm gonna have a bridge on this side that's gonna go over the track. And then I'm going into like a, not really an industrial, but like a business area. So I'm gonna have a backdrop building here, and it's gonna have a walkway on the front, and then yeah, some grass and a hill going downward to the bottom of the track there. So I gotta adjust all that, fill that in, and I basically cut out a cardboard piece here to represent the front of that building, and that'll go right there once I get it. But I just wanted to see how it would look for now, how far this crossing here needs to be from the actual building itself. This is going to more or less be the side or back, I guess, of the building. Could even be the front, really, depending on, the city surrounding. So you have to walk around the building to the front, and then you've got like shipping and receiving in the back, parking on the side. So I'll map all that out. And then I'll be able to put the road crossing in there with a future road that'll be there. It's basically just going from the back of the layout right here to the front of the layout here. It's nothing special, but it will exist. And, you know, it's just a little scenery to fill sections in. And I really hope to get at least this, you know, all scenic and whatnot here sooner than later as well, because, I mean, it's such a small section to do, super quick, you know, kind of like a section like this, where it's just, you know, there's not much to it. Except obviously I have to do all this cover, the ground cover there for it. And I need to make another track come off of that switch there. But other than that, yeah, like this is how this section's gonna look, minus the bridge that isn't there yet, which is gonna go up here somewhere. But I've already marked it out where it's gonna go. So we'll see when that comes. But yeah, that's what I've got here. And I'm hoping to get that piece of track in there shortly. As soon as I get some more rail joiners, like I said, I need to find 3 more and then that's it. But yeah, I'm really excited. Then I have 2 full loops. I can run 2 trains simultaneously, side by side, going in the opposite directions or whatever. And also because this track here is done, well, more or less, I'll be able to also utilize this back track here that goes back here, which I couldn't before. So the 2 mains and then the industrial siding here, and then I'll get my buildings for here, which is really cool as well. So for this last bit here, I just wanted to show you real quick. I had some of this fascia board, well, I call it fascia board anyways because I use it for the fascia. I found it left over. I have a whole bunch of pieces here, but I felt that this piece here, which actually was double, like it was really, really tall. So I think it was like 15.5 inches tall. So I was able to cut it right down the middle and use it for this entire section here, right up until there. So basically this lift out here, which doesn't lift out, I just call it a lift out because it goes across the door. That piece is done, and then I got a piece right up to the crossing there, which basically will go right up to it like that. And you know, I have a bit of a lip to it there, which isn't a problem because that's all for obviously the way the terrain goes. And it goes right down to there, obviously, which this is where a board will come out this way. I still have to obviously paint it and whatnot and cover in the little screw holes, obviously, but you know, I just got a little bit more work done. I mean, it took a lot to do it, but it's just another step closer. There's an awful lot of brown here, so hopefully I can get either the backdrop for this section or for the entire layout, or you know, paint this black, or at least get some greenery going on in here because it's looking real pink and brown basically. I also, you can see that, I mean, it's not glued down, but like for example this whole piece here, that's all glued together. So there's the metal piece, and then there are 2 sidewalks, and then the ramp basically. And I glued all 4 of those pieces together, and they're in a very specific spot here so that it all works. Same thing with this side here. This was the 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, and 4, a sidewalk and all that. And that's basically where it's going to go. I do have to glue the cork down and glue all this down, but I want to paint that first, and I want to paint the track and, you know, basically this whole area before I glue anything or make anything permanent, because I mean, I'm just going to create more work for myself if I'm trying to color these rails and this is glued down, right? So I'm just kind of thinking ahead as well, and hopefully, because now that that's glued down, right, I use this metal piece here to judge the distance between the 2. So this was already glued down. Put that in, and then put this to where it needs to match up so that's all perfectly lined up, and then I glued it down. It's a little bit still drying there, as you can see, but it's basically dry. And yeah, now I've got a road crossing, which is awesome. Probably have to get some lights for that. That'll be neat. And I still need the building and whatnot, so I'm going to place an order next week and see if I can get some stuff in and get some more work done, and then definitely finally finish this piece off here, because I really do need some rail joiners to be able to complete this. And then we'll be running trains, multiple trains, and it'll be fun.